what a beautiful day it is, jerk-offs. How you doing? It is Daniel Muggleton here, chatting to you, getting ready for another week's episode. And what an episode this one is. Absolutely brilliant chat with the very funny Michael Legge. He is from Northern Ireland, has lived in London for a long time, but I wanted to chat to him. I figure, Northern Ireland kind of ties into the whole Brexit thing, just because, as you know, one of the great impediments to Brexit is the backstop, which basically leaves a free border and free travel between Northern Ireland and Ireland, something that a lot of people fought for a very long time, and something that the Irish are very concerned about in the Brexit negotiations, as you would be. I've seen The Crying Game. I've talk to Irish people who are all kind of scary, and I assume that has something to do with the troubles and the conflict that was happening there for a long time. I really wanted to get an Irish guest on because I think most people, weirdly, most people kind of get their Irish cultural experiences from American people saying they're Irish and St. Patrick's Day. And, generally kind of like leprechauns and shit like that, like a real kind of, like it's a weirdly outsourced culture, like it's not the actual island that people associate themselves with. It's like American people saying they're Irish, and Boston, and, Good Will Hunting, and, like my friend's wicked smart, like that kind of shit, as opposed to the actual Irish. So I'm excited to talk to Michael about that, not knowing that much about the conflict myself, and just as a comedian in the UK, I like to bring things up, and one of the few things that has just kind of always elicited an incredibly tense response from an English audience is Northern Ireland. You mention Northern Ireland on stage, and people just tense up, like just name dropping it, just like it's bizarre. It's like. I've had people complain. I used to have a joke about, at least featured Northern Ireland, that I just stopped doing because it just wasn't worth it. Like, I'd speak to my Irish friends, Northern and Republican, or like Republic of, I don't know, one of those. I'd talk to both of them, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's fine. That's like a funny. That's fine." But yeah, audiences just very regular would just kind of freak out. So I want to chat to Michael, who's a very accomplished comedian in his own right, and a very successful podcaster. Don't worry, I'll list all the places you can find him in the description and also at the end of the podcast. But basically, I reckon this was a sick chat. I want to dive straight in. As always, thank you for listening. If you do enjoy it, please rate us on the iTunes charts. We want to get as many ratings as we can. Give us a little review there. Give us a follow so the episodes come to you immediately. And just a quick thank you to everybody who came down to my Work in Progress show in London last Friday. That was cool. Work in Progress. I called it White in Person because I'm real clever. I had a bunch of people in and it went all right. All that shit I said about Brett Lee, please keep to yourselves. All right, great. Let's not get sued. Especially not in the UK jurisdiction, because I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Apparently, pretty intense defamation laws. But other than that, if you came down to the Australia show on the Sunday as well, Australian Comedians Dope Comedy, great show, as anyone there would tell you. I don't have any dates coming up at the moment, but I do love to hear from you. So if you want to get in touch with me, at Dan Muggleton, or at the Union Jackoff on Twitter, or you can hit me up. You can email. I love an email. theunionjackoff@gmail.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, why are we waiting around? This is a fire conversation with an intimidating man. Well, not really. He was so lovely, but before I sat down with him, I was intimidated. You can go on YouTube and catch him making fun of other interviewers online. Ladies and gentlemen, Northern Ireland, the very funny Michael Legge. It's like I've listened to things, And you're quite a loud man.
Yeah, I was really aware of it last night when I was doing a gig in Bath. I went, Jesus, this is a really small room, and I wasn't even using a microphone. I was just screaming at them.
You were just
I
overpowering.
think I heard myself for about half an hour, and I was like, God, they've had to listen to this. Anyway, but yeah, I guess that is my voice and that is my delivery. Yeah,
God, they've had to listen to this. Was this at the end of the show or like in the middle?
Like right in the middle, right in the middle of the show. So yeah. Poor fellas.
Well, I mean, how small is this room? Because I reckon, you could probably do 80 seats with your just speaking voice.
It was. I think it was probably about 80 seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that micless. I mean, I hate if anyone goes micless. That drives me crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the room is that size, I think a microphone is... Come on, guys. You don't need that.
But it's part of the visual, you know?
I get it.
It's like a magician without a vest. It's just wrong.
I get it. Yeah, but I felt I was probably going to talk at that volume anyway. So to have that amplified, that's madness.
Yeah. There wasn't like a tech to just turn the mic down.
No.
Just like bring it all the way down. Just like doing the Cosby thing, holding it low. Oh, you allowed to talk about Cosby anymore? I don't know.
Is that the Cosby thing? Because I think something else is the Cosby thing. I think
my reference points are a little bit dated.
Okay.
That used to be the thing. And then we
Yeah,
found out
he
more
used to have
about
a
him.
thing, and now he's got a new thing, and it's not great.
It's not
a good thing.
No, it's funny because I heard myself saying the name, and I'm like, that's got way more connotations than I wanted to.
But you didn't specify
in.
which Cosby. Could have been any Cosby.
Bing?
It could even be a different Bill Cosby. You know, there's loads of Bill Cosbys, right?
There must be a lot of Bill Cosbys.
I mean,
not anymore. They've changed their names quite quickly.
Yeah, or because they're going to be really sick of people going,
Yeah. That's like, it was like, I'm trying to figure out this whole thing where it's like, you'd never hire a au pair called Michael Jackson, you know? Like that's kind of done.
Or
if you want to get in the au pair game, you're changing it quite quickly.
And again, Michael Jackson, I mean, there's got to be millions of those, right? That is a very common name. It's got to be.
A lot of people really aren't accepting what's happening. I've fucked up on Twitter. I just made like one little joke and like under a Lad Bible post, and for the last 36 hours, just people like attacking me.
Right.
Like I haven't responded to anything. I've just let it go.
Yeah. Well,
but they just pile on.
Twitter way.
But I don't usually do that. Are you kind of involved? Do you access the Twitters?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the whole sort of thing. It depends, really. If they're clearly bad people, then yeah, I won't let go.
You won't let go?
No, I won't. Because, you know, there's that old phrase, isn't it? Like, don't feed the trolls.
Right.
It's an old phrase now.
Yeah.
And I say, no, force feed the little fuckers. Just absolutely shove food down their throats until they choke and die. So, yeah.
That is a very beautiful sentiment.
Well, I'm a very beautiful man. I just don't see the point. Here's the thing. You can joke about absolutely anything. You really, really can. And if someone's allowed to object to it, they really, really are. But I think if they're rude about it, then I'm afraid no matter how, I'm sure every rule is there to be broken. But no matter what that original post is, that original poster now has the moral high ground.
Right.
Because once you've gone, you're so supposed to be funny, you cunt. I'm really sorry. You have now. You've lost. You've lost the game.
You've immediately lowered yourself.
Yeah.
Just like as visually demonstrated by the thread itself. It's like this guy's up here, you guys are underneath.
Exactly.
And it just gets lower and lower and lower and lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I just found it slightly insulting because I have quite a vicious moustache. Like I'm okay with it.
Right.
I feel good about it.
Right.
But most of the posts were like, no, you're a pedophile.
Because you have a
I have a moustache.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I don't have a Neverland ranch.
Yeah.
Which is far creepier than any moustache.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I like to think that. I mean, is that then the next thing? Obviously, you've got a big house, you fucking pedo.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
How many rooms do you need? How many kids are in it? Yeah.
You're hiring a bouncy castle for your kids' party. Fucking creepy old pedo.
Yeah, but you're going to invite other kids over.
Yeah.
Well, this is taking a weird start, but Michael.
When is it going to go to the point where people actually go, hey, do you know what? Maybe we should be called the pedophiles. maybe they're the last group that we accept. But at some point, maybe.
Well,
I mean, I definitely, terrifyingly hope not. But you know,
at some point, it's going to be like, come on, guys.
there's got to be a moral outrage group that is pro pedophile. There's got to be, because people are fucking mad.
Well, there's my friend took photos of the pedophiles who kind of get together like Alcoholics Anonymous, like pedophiles to not offend. Like they're kind of like a support group to not offend.
Well, that's probably a good thing, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess so. Well, put it this way. Getting together to not offend is surely a brilliant thing. It's a really great thing. Great.
Than offending solo.
Like, exactly.
Far superior.
I'm glad we're all here because we can all keep an eye on one another.
Yeah.
We know what we're capable of.
Just like, where's Gary this week? Oh, well, he said he was sick, but...
Yeah. I mean, Gary is sick. Sick, creepy Gary.
Oh boy. And is there anyone named Gary?
So is this the podcast now?
No. That's what I mean.
This is
the strangest stuff we've ever had. This is what happens when you bring up Bill Cosby now. You've got to hash everything out.
Right,
and then you can kind of... No, it's about the UK, moving to the UK. And you, sir, I don't know if you're aware of this, you're representing Northern Ireland today.
Representing Northern Ireland.
You're playing
and it's
Northern
about
Ireland.
Moving to the UK. Well, I mean,
Born in the UK.
I moved to the UK via my mother's womb. So
I'm glad she finally got a mention.
Yeah. Shout out to Mum.
Coming in through the fallopian... No, is that us? Fallopian tubes? Which is fallopian tubes? That's us.
Yeah, we have those.
Yeah, we have those.
No,
they have those.
No, but do you mean by we, human race?
No, I meant men. No?
No, men don't. Oh,
yeah, men don't. Yeah.
Men do not.
That's what I thought. I was freaking out. I was like, via the fallopian tubes coming into the world.
We go out via the penis. Don't know if you
do?
heard of that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Actually, do you want a good demonstration of how dumb I am? Until 4 months ago, I thought the umbilical cord of the woman was attached to the belly button. So when the kid came out, it was connected. And that's why I needed to cut it immediately, because otherwise she'll just have
a baby dangling
like a yo-yo that didn't come back up.
Yeah.
And that was like November. I found that out.
Well, I mean, just to help you out here, because I think whenever you see someone struggling, you should help them out. It was only a few years ago when I found out that bumblebees were real.
What?
Yeah, I thought bumblebee was like a made up. Like, oh look, there's a moo cow, and there's a baa and there's a bumblebee.
You thought it was like a kid's way to
I thought,
understand
bumblebees are a real fucking thing.
They're big fuckers. They're the big
fucking
fucking
but
bees.
I thought those were bees. I thought that was a bee.
But I mean, the thing is, you found that out just before all bees go extinct and we all die.
Yeah.
Have you heard? My dad's got bees in his backyard. He's got Australian bees. He keeps them.
Oh, good for him.
They look like weird little ants. They've got no wings visible, but they fly. They're very strange looking.
Yeah, that's where
I put up a little photo in the description.
Well, here's the thing. The reason I found it out is because I was watching what I thought was two wasps fucking. So I took a photo of it. I went, it's never crossed my mind that I don't know how wasps bang.
Yeah.
So and then someone went, no, those aren't wasps. They're bees. No, they're not, mate. I think I know what a bee is. Bee's the big fluffy thing. I went, no, that's a bumblebee. And I went, Jesus Christ, grow up. And then I felt a great wave of shame.
Did you leave it out there? Did you delete it?
I left it out there.
Good
I think it's the worst thing you can do is hide your idiocy.
I think so. I mean, that's I've whipped mine out early.
Yeah, that's like putting a
and then you've whipped yours out to measure.
Yeah.
We've like had a dumb off. That was interesting. But like I like that someone's seeing you being like, I've never seen two wasps before. It's like someone's like actually like they're wasps. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what they see there. It's like, God, I can't believe this idiot thinks this is two bees fucking.
Yeah. Well, I'm a fucking idiot. So there we go.
But Northern Ireland, obviously part of the UK. Sorry, just to clarify.
Well, thank you for apologising. I don't think it's your fault that it's part of the UK, but it is definitely someone's fault.
Well, I'm glad this interview has taken this tack early on. You know?
Good.
Just like this is just one of those serious chats. It's like, I'm fucking glad you realised.
Yeah.
Because you're an intimidating group of people. Every Northern Irish comedian I've ever met, I've found vaguely scary.
I think
I don't know if it's the accent. I think in the UK they suggest it's an accent thing, but I think it's like an attitude.
Well, I've definitely got a very mild accent. In fact, loads of people don't even think I'm from Northern Ireland, so, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Northern Irish accent can be very scary. There's no doubt about it. I'm quite freaked out by it. But imagine having to hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But especially when you speak, it's like, oh God, I'm terrified.
Halfway through the show, being like, it's
yeah,
so
God,
loud
really
and in a
scared.
Northern Irish accent. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I suppose my family have got quite strong accents, but but they're not. It's not like here now. That's the how we speak. It's like, in fact, I don't know anyone who fucking talks like that. I'll be honest with you, but that is the perception of the Northern Irish accent, and I don't know anyone who speaks like that.
I think I guess that's the difference between Northern Ireland and Australia. Like some people in Australia are like, yeah, man, how you going? Yeah, good on you. Like that exists. There's heaps of them. They choose governments. That's how many of them there are.
Well, we did choose a government,
Well.
but then we just decided not to have one. They've taken some time off.
Wait, is there no parliament in?
No,
Oh,
no.
why is that? Are they part of the Greater British Parliament, or just?
Well, I mean, listen. Why that is definitely a question that I cannot answer. I know
Sure.
it's down to incompetence, and it might have something to do with a scam. That
scam?
happened. Oh, Jesus! Do you know what? I really wish I had the details in my head. Basically, the great Parliament that we have, the First Minister of Northern Ireland,
Sure.
decided to approve a scheme that meant something like, oh God, I can't really remember it. It was some sort of like, for every amount of some sort of power, like electricity or gas, I honestly can't remember what it was,
Yeah.
that you use, we'll give you like 100 quid. So, right, it made no fucking sense whatsoever.
So you use gas, but we give you money.
Yeah, it was something...
It's like a rebate?
It's something that insane.
Sure.
And then they all went, oh, fucking hell, we owe like billions to loads of people.
It passed.
Yeah,
Like it got-
and then
shit.
vroom.
Right, that was the end of the government.
I might be completely wrong that was the reason, but I think that's a good enough reason to stop anyone doing anything ever again in Northern Irish politics.
Wait, when was this? Is it recent?
Yeah, it's a couple of years ago.
Wow. That's like...
I'm so sorry. I really wish I had the information clearly in my head.
No,
but, and the weird thing is, I used to actually know quite a lot about Northern Irish politics.
Sure.
But because I don't live there anymore and I don't work in a job, because I used to work in a job that dealt in Northern Irish politics, I have no fucking...
You've checked out.
I have no fucking interest.
Yeah, that's
no
all right.
interest.
I mean, the Parliament shut down. No, apparently no one had any interest.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's not a sustainable industry. But wait,
I mean,
so,
the DUP are very busy anyway because they've got Westminster now, so it's fine.
they got stuff going on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so wait, where were you from in Northern Ireland?
I'm from a place called Newtown-Ornes, which is a word. You're just gonna have to trust me on that.
Yeah, I was going to ask for the repeat, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going to catch it.
No. If I honestly, generally, when people say to me, listen, I have to say that in particular, posh English people, they go,
Sure.
I detect an accent. Where are you from? I always go Newtown-Ornes. They go, what? And I'll just keep repeating the word Newtown-Ornes until they give up, which is pretty quickly normally.
Really? I thought they'd really be there. Like, surely I must have heard of that.
What? No,
Do I own that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I actually do know someone who owns at least a huge part of a town just outside Newtown-Ornes.
What the fuck? They just own it.
Yeah. Sorry. Listen, he's a great guy.
He just owns my town.
Bloke, but he like the reason it came up is because my sister used to have a cafe in this town, and I was talking to her. Oh yeah, did blah blah blah. My sister owns this cafe in a town called Donegal, and again,
Donegal, that one I get.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
one I
okay.
caught.
Okay. Good.
That kind
okay.
of sounds like Australian.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
good
going
stuff.
down to Donegal.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and then he just went, oh yeah, I think we probably own that.
We probably own it.
Probably own it. I don't know. It turns out he probably did.
Oh,
So,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. Probably owning a cafe. All right.
Yeah.
So
Newtown-Ornes is in County Down, which is like one of the 6 counties of Northern Ireland. I think that
there's
answers that
6
question.
in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And there's how many? I should know this.
There's 6 in Northern. Oh, I don't know, 36, I think.
Yeah, because it's like blah blah.
Yeah.
Because that's in the chants and shit, isn't it? Like,
the chants,
yeah.
and we love a chant.
Yeah,
we
I mean,
fucking love a chant.
I think
in Northern
British
Ireland.
people and Irish people love a chant.
Yeah,
I'm going
we
to
do
bring
love
you
a
all
chant.
together on that one.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the chanting is there to absolutely divide us. So it's a weird thing that it's only the umbrella of it that absolutely unites us, but everything else.
I think that's a great metaphor for like all British rivalries. It's like we're both chanting, but they're not very nice.
We're really into the same music, guys.
We've got this thing in common, but the lyrics we do not share. But no, okay. So it's like a smaller town. Like how many people in Northern Ireland? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Like a million, 2 million?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd say there's 1 million or 2 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
I nailed the parameters. Okay.
Definitely say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think my hometown's probably about 30,000 people, something like that. So it's
quite small, but not tiny.
It's not ridiculous. No, it's a proper town.
Proper town,
but it's like do you know what I mean? Like it's not a village or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's,
I got you.
It's got.
I'm learning these terms now that I'm here. Town's like over 10,000.
I'd say something like that. Yeah, and a village is full of races.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, I come from a town full of racists, so don't worry about that. It was just a really big village in that way.
It's just a really small area that to get together.
Yeah.
But okay, so and when did you get out? When did you?
I left when I was 20 years old. So
university, post-university? No, university.
That's really sweet of you. No, I didn't go to university.
Didn't go to university?
No, it never came up.
Never came up.
I mean, really, it just never came up. When I moved to England, I met so many people who had been to the university. Go, oh yeah, well I went to uni there and blah. And I was like, how the fuck? What the fuck? I didn't know people went to university. I thought that was just like
a thing in the movies.
Like a thing, like it's like winning like the lottery. It's like 8 people have been to university.
Sure.
You know?
It's a friend of a friend.
They
went.
Yeah.
They said it was lovely.
Yeah,
right.
They went there for 3 years.
So is that just like where you were from? That wasn't a thing. Wasn't like a funnel.
Well, it certainly wasn't a thing in my part of. It turns out there are universities in Northern Ireland.
Oh no, but like in your town, because I assume there's a University of Belfast. Like you guys aren't particularly creative with the university names.
Yeah, there's Queen's University in Belfast.
But you just never
like if anyone from Newtown-Ornes went to university, no one heard about it.
Right, it was like a closeted thing.
It was like, get out of this house, you filthy animal. Your father's ashamed of you. Oh, we'll never have grandchildren.
Yeah.
It's that because, they're going off to university and
course.
embarrassing the whole town.
The whole town?
Yeah.
Everyone's disappointed in them.
Really fucking...
So what, like a trade town?
Yeah.
Did you do a trade? Did you trade it up? Did you do anything?
No. Did I do anything? No, of course I didn't.
Working a bar? Working a shop?
No. I worked in a shop where I... fuck it, I think I can say this now. Where because I worked for the youth... Was it some sort of youth training program?
No.
Which meant I just got a crap amount of money every week.
Yeah, sure.
But I made up for it by selling electrical appliances out the back of the warehouse. So I stole most of my wages.
Then with that money, you moved to London.
Well, sort of.
I want to move up to the big leagues of off the back of the truck sales.
No, my mum got me a job in London.
Your mum got you a job?
Yeah, I think my mum was really, really, really just loved the idea of me being quite far away.
Right.
So that was her dream. I think, her dream was always to have 4 kids. I'm the 5th.
You're the 5th. Okay, you were the extra.
Yeah, exactly. One night of pissed lust.
But are you significantly younger? Are you like the youngest?
I'm 4 years younger than my...
That's not too bad.
No, it's not. But there's 2 years between all the others.
Oh, right.
So that
was clearly planned. Well, maybe they just skipped the last one. And they're like, I don't know.
Maybe there was one.
And then like 2 years later, they're like, well, we got to make a call here.
Yeah, or they just killed the 5th one and I'm the 6th one. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, my family's got some Irish Catholic thing, and back in the day, like it seemed to be a lot of stillbirths. You know, like you don't hear about them no more.
Catholics do love a stillbirth.
Yeah, like get them out there, get them into purgatory quick. That's dark.
Yeah, let's go back to Bill Cosby.
Yeah. But no, okay. So she wanted you to go to London. Is that what's the deal with Northern Ireland and like? I mean, in your family,
is the
Northern
deal
Ireland
with
and England, is it seen as like a good, like, is it seen as like an upgrade, you know? Like, I think in Australia, if you leave Australia, people are quite impressed by that.
Yeah, which must be kind of weird because then you get here and you go, oh, this is definitely a downgrade. I mean, it is, though. I mean, just the idea, I realise that there might be a lot of like very, very. I'm not saying that Australia is this cultural wasteland. It definitely is, but there's such rich culture over here.
Yes.
But just living a decent life is surely easier in Australia than it.
100%. My thing when people ask is Australia is nicer.
Yeah.
The UK is better. That's like much nicer.
Yeah.
Comfortable couch, big space, backyard. Is it better?
Absolutely.
No.
Here's the thing. This has happened a couple of times to a friend of mine, John, who moved to Melbourne. Oh, yeah. And he's now lives like a beautiful lifestyle. And he's got a swimming pool and stuff. And sometimes, especially in winter, he's like either sent a photograph of him or his feet sort of dangling into the pool, or he's taken a screenshot of the temperature in Melbourne and posted it on Facebook. Just, this is just for all my friends back in England. And everyone goes, oh, John, God, I'm really jealous. Oh, bloody hell, John. God, rub it in mine, don't you? Yeah. And all I do is post a photograph of the Weatherspoons in broccoli, and he always goes, stop breaking my heart. I mean, yeah, you would fucking give your right arm to have that stinking, smelly pub anywhere near you right now.
Mate, you guys love a spoons. Like, that is like a beautiful thing you have here. And like, you got an app. I don't think any pub in Australia has an app.
Madness.
That's wild shit.
Madness. And the thing is, I was drinking in a Weatherspoons a few months ago. A Weatherspoons in Lewisham that closes at 2 a.m. On a Friday and Saturday night, and I was there with a friend, and at about 11 o'clock the bell rang for last orders, and we went, oh, that's a bit early. It's all right, there's pubs around here that stay open. Clearly they're closing early if they're not, but didn't care about that. And so we just finished our pints really quickly, and as we got up to leave, we noticed that the far end of the bar was just streaming from the ceiling, just streams and streams of shit and piss were falling. And the thing is, people were still drinking and not giving up that space. People do love Weatherspoons.
Man, you guys do. Like, it's weird because like I didn't really know about the Weatherspoons thing before I got here, but like it's like packed. It's kind of like Nando's. Like, I didn't realize that people here actually love Nando's.
Yeah.
Like, it's full. Like, you walk by, people go on dates there. People go for like birthdays there. I remember Beckett's like, I took my dad to Weatherspoons for his birthday. And I'm like, why, do you hate your dad? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
This is weird.
No, but there's also a massive snobbery, isn't there, about Weatherspoons going, oh, God, no. No, I like to drink in good pubs. Well, do you know what? Weatherspoons are all right.
I mean, I just like a table. If a pub's got a table, I'm psyched.
Fuck, absolutely.
Standing.
Weatherspoons doesn't have, music playing or anything. It's nice.
You have a chat. I mean, I think like comedians would like it because like it's cheap. There's a table, and you don't have to yell to be funny. You know, you just
Bud Light is $1.99.
$1.99.
$1.99.
That is absurd.
That's
like the beer. Just the sheer variety of beer prices in London is infuriating.
Is this a Weatherspoons podcast?
No. Is this... I mean, this is what we talk about. It doesn't have to be important. No. I'm into little things.
Well, because I mean, Newtown-Ornes has a Weatherspoons.
Yeah. Proudly.
Sorry, I just burped. That was disgusting.
That's fine.
Weatherspoons.
Very well.
Weatherspoons. There's Weatherspoons in Newtown-Ornes. And for a while, it was bar manager. Certainly, a guy worked there and had a prominent job in the bar. And he was part of Britain First.
What's Britain First?
Britain First is a far-right political movement.
Lovely.
And now, I think it wouldn't be much of a shock to find out there were a lot of far right wing people in Northern Ireland and indeed Newtown-Ornes.
Sure.
But this guy actually made a video with Britain First, the leader of Britain First,
Right.
Paul Shithead. Is that his name?
Paul Shithead?
Paul Shithead. I think that's his name. I can't remember his surname. I'm pretty sure it's Shithead.
I think this is parody, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's just go for it.
no. Well, it is no. Paul exists. I just can't remember his surname. But Paul was there pointing and saying, "Yeah, a mosque has opened in Newtown-Ornes," pointing to the mosque and going, "You know what? This is a good town full of nice Christian people. You know what? And here's Islam is moving in, and you have to be aware of this, Britain." And the building he was pointing at was Newtown-Ornes Town Hall that's been there for over 100 years. The fucking moron.
It's a big old mosque. You can see, like, it's just people take their shoes off before they go in the town hall. It's a weird Newtown-Ornes tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude, that's I love it. I love a good lie in a video. I think
It's just madness.
it's impressive. It's just like, you won't believe what happens next. It's
Yeah,
like,
of course I won't believe it. It's bullshit. Yeah.
you lied. Yeah, I know. You were trying to trick me.
Yeah.
There was two bees fucking the whole time. I had no idea.
Exactly.
So you left at 20. Your mum wanted you to move to London. What did you come to London doing? Could you continue your criminal activities, or?
I came over here and I just got a proper job that.
Like in an office?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I didn't like it, and but I look back now and go, God, it was a really good job. You know what? I really should have enjoyed it more at the time.
Right.
Because it was a properly great job. I used to go to it was a company called Northern Ireland Media, and what I had to do was I had to watch TV, read the newspapers, listen to the radio, anything newsworthy about Northern Ireland, I had to collate it. That was literally my job. But another part of my job was going to Parliament and listening to debates.
Sure.
And when you think about it, and I was at the very first peace talks in London.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so I mean, I was at little moments in Northern Irish history that are important. And of course, I was sitting there going, God, I'm so fucking history boring. Live history is really fucking boring.
Yeah,
it's only really fascinating
it's
afterwards.
Tedious as fuck. You want the cliff notes.
That's why they don't do history live. it's all to summarise.
Yeah.
A load of people died and this guy won.
Yeah. But if you were there, God,
Jesus, this is a long, slow,
been in
boring
the trench.
day.
It's a long fucking day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why they never do live history. It's terrible, really dumb.
I'm glad we finally figured that one out. So you're like 20, 21 at this stage, just like witnessing live history.
Yeah, I would think I was probably like once I got to that stage, I was probably like 25 or something like that. And it was a really. It was a really good job. I really regret sort of not paying more attention. but like there were days where, it was just literally listening to droning debates, which you knew were going nowhere.
Yeah.
But then there were those moments where you sort of go, "Oh, look, I'm in 10 Downing Street. This is fun, isn't it?
This is cool. I'm in the show."
Yeah, and then you see 10 Downing Street is actually just in a really pretty small, cramped house. It's like, wow, this really where it all happens.
So it took the sheen off the whole political thing. Yeah. But I guess was it weird, kind of like moving from Northern Ireland to London and then having your whole day be consumed by Northern Ireland? So it's like I'm not there anymore.
It sort of was. Well, in fact, the second day of my job, I had to fly back to Northern Ireland. So I'd been away from Northern Ireland 4 days whenever I flew back. So it was like, my mum actually, when my parents took me to the airport for me to leave my home, farewell, my mum actually said, I'll see you in 3 months.
Really?
Yeah. Well, she saw me in 4 days.
Showed you, mum.
Yeah, fuck you.
That's funny. So what, wasn't the big teary farewell? They're like, we'll see you again.
No.
And are they pissed that you stuck it out now? Because it must have been
but
now.
I mean, they sort of. It freaks them out because they go, "Oh God, how long have you been in London now? About 10 years?" And I go, 30. What? Oh my God, I'm gonna die soon. Yes, you are. You are actually going to die quite soon.
Yeah, you're just their unit for measuring time.
Yeah, exactly.
How long's Michael been in London again? Fuck, I better. I'm gonna put that funeral insurance down.
Oh yeah. Why isn't there wedding insurance? There should be.
One of the yeah.
I mean, there should be wedding insurance. This is going to go tits up at some point.
That's fucking.
When you get married, why isn't there marriage insurance?
Why isn't there marriage insurance?
This makes sense.
This could be our. We could get.
Why would you marry someone?
Out of this goddamn industry
Why
with
would
this
you marry
idea?
someone and not want to be properly compensated at its demise?
Maybe no insurance company would insure it, just given the inevitability. I mean, they're insured death though, but that's more inevitable than divorce.
I don't think they insure death.
But like you put a payment, like there's life insurance.
Yeah, that's it.
There's like life insurance.
Right.
That's insuring life, I guess, which is
Yeah.
But that's you get money when you die. Life insurance, right? That's what that is.
Well, your family gets.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't get it.
But put it this way, you put far more into it, right?
Yeah.
So it's fucking pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not pointless because your loved ones will get some money.
But that's it. It's just like, hey, you're dead, but get a new car.
Yeah, drive me to the graveyard.
Yeah. No, but wedding insurance. Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
I mean, my dad would have benefited greatly by some kind of insurance
there you
policy. Yeah. Okay. So you're covering all that, and this was during the Troubles, right? And
Oh yeah. Right, I mean, right up to literally
prime time,
right up till the end of the Troubles. Once I knew the Troubles were safely over, I quit my job. So I've really done my work here. I'm pretty much.
It's like a court reporter during O.J. Simpson. You're like, he's not guilty. All right, I'm going to do something else.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get the Peace Prize,
coverage.
but that's fine because it's not all about me.
Integral part of the team.
But I'm a huge part of the team.
But yeah, because like this is, I mean, so with this podcast, I always like to come to everything from a point of absolute ignorance. As you can see by the umbilical cord thing, because I think, that means no matter how dumb anyone listening is, they'll catch themselves up by the end of the episode.
I think that's good.
So my understanding of the Troubles was essentially having kind of watched the film The Crying Game. That was my...
And what did that teach you?
Well, many things.
Because I can't really remember any of the teachings of
Well,
The
it was
Crying
just
Game.
that things were bad, but I didn't really understand
Right. I mean,
who was the bad guy.
That's
who was
really
good
the
guy.
basic story of the history of Ireland.
But like...
It was bad.
but I didn't really understand the sides. I knew there was like Catholic and Protestant because I think any kind of just squinting at English history would suggest that's at the core of it.
Right, but you didn't know who
I didn't
the good
really know
guys were and who the bad guys were. Well,
are there good guys? Are there bad guys? Yeah.
I mean, just a tip to remember at all times. Protestants are always the bad guys. Always. They're evil and they should be flushed out. That's why there's so
many... in case
many...
any are listening.
Yeah, that's why the Catholics love stillbirth, just in case they're Protestant. Now, you never know. I
was wondering to go like quite gentle on this, like where you might sit. You're just like fucking.
Well, I mean,
bastards. Those orange sons of bitches.
They are sons. Fucking Jaffa bastards. I grew up in a 80% Protestant town.
Sure.
But as a Catholic.
Yeah.
So obviously, I was super cool.
Yeah.
I was properly edgy. And it's really fucking hard. Here's the thing. It's really hard I don't understand the mentality of it. And I'm not saying Protestants. I'm saying Loyalists.
Right.
That's a different thing, right?
Yeah.
I will never understand the mentality of Loyalist Northern Ireland ever. The idea of like, this is our country. And go, listen, it's not, we can like prove in a heartbeat that this isn't your country. It was stolen. And if you steal something, and you get caught, which you've been caught, you have to give it back. That's the fucking law.
Yeah, this is the whole thing.
And the idea, here's the thing, I do not care. I don't give a shit.
Oh, no, I can tell.
No, I don't give a shit if there's ever a United Ireland. I
Sure.
could not give a shit. I think there should, just because that's just. That is a right thing.
Mm.
But if people are going to get killed over it, then I don't give a fuck. I don't, give it a completely different name. Call it fucking Potato Disneyland. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything, does it? It's just a fucking name.
It's just a name. But you just think,
But
it's one country, it's one island,
But
so
but
surely...
the idea that so many people just go, we remain loyal to the British flag, and Northern Ireland is absolutely the land that belongs to Britain that we will fight for, is like, that's fucking insane.
But, all right, so are those people saying that because they're British people who have subsequently moved to Ireland, or are they saying that as Protestant people who are worried about living in a Catholic majority country? What's the
I think
motivation?
I think there is motivation that is religious based, but it
Sure.
is also, it's definitely not fact based, because they go, oh well, we'll be living in a Catholic country. No, you won't. I mean, Ireland isn't a Catholic country. It isn't. It's just a country. Well, it's not anymore.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
you
you don't get.
They've chilled it out.
What? They've chilled it the fuck out. There's a gay in charge. What? Is that Catholic? That's not fucking
There's a
Catholic.
gay in charge?
There's a gay in charge.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like the Taoiseach is gay.
It's totally gay.
Wow.
Like, he's the gayest guy ever.
I mean,
Yeah.
when there's like Richard Simmons
Yeah.
and Elton John, like I don't know if you could say he's the gayest guy.
He is like both of those.
He's on the podium at the Olympics gay. Okay.
You could see Richard Simmons and Elton John banging, and if it was next to the Taoiseach, people would go, that guy's pretty gay. He's the gay. What I'm saying is, it's brilliant that Ireland is no longer a Catholic country, just like it would be brilliant, just like it's brilliant that, you know, the UK is not a Christian country. It just isn't.
Yeah. Countries should be secular.
Well, I mean, you would think so.
Yeah, I mean, but some people, some people take it the other way.
Well,
this isn't an obvious point of view.
But here's the thing. You can't shove your fucking boring hobby onto others.
It's true.
And at the end of the day, that's all that religion is. Your tedious, boring hobby.
It's true, but they like to talk about it,
Well,
Everyone likes to talk about their hobby. Do you have a hobby?
I've got... the thing is, the idea of our country being run under a Doctor Who loving regime doesn't fill me with any joy.
Doctor Who loving?
It's just, the idea that everyone has to wear floppy hats and big scarves due to our, beliefs. No,
not for you.
Not
a
for me.
scarf guy.
I don't mind Doctor Who being on TV.
Sure.
I love it.
I can choose to tune or tune out.
But also, sometimes I don't like Doctor Who, and I love Doctor Who. So I don't want to shove it down anyone else's throat. It's my boring hobby.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'll keep it to myself.
I get you. But what? So as like a Catholic person in Northern Ireland, is the general point of view that you should join the other rest of Ireland? Like you'd be a Republican as opposed to...
No, I don't.
Loyalist?
I think most people, to be absolutely fair, in Northern Ireland, most people see it exactly the way I do, which is,
right.
Oh, who gives a fuck? Let the loons, the properly mad people of Northern Ireland, yap and argue.
Right.
We'll just get on with our lives, and it's not like keep your head down and get on with your lives. Don't. You just get on with your life.
It's fine. So
it's
like
oh,
you
look,
have,
are those people mad? Well, there's nothing we can do to help them, so let them be mad.
You could have this chat in a pub with a stranger, and everyone would be like, "Yeah,
yeah,"
and it'll be fine.
Absolutely,
right? Because I've never been. I've never been in Northern Ireland. I haven't made it across.
I mean, if you keep having this conversation in every pub that you go into, sooner or later you will meet a person who will go, "What? No, I think you'll find that this is a country run by a strict Doctor Who regime."
Okay. Yeah, of course. Like any conversation, just
yeah.
Okay. Well, no, because like my experience with it has been like purely from stage kind of thing. Because like I you pick on different parts of the UK when you're here because you're a foreigner. It's a bit of fun. And the one thing I noticed, you ever just mention Northern Ireland, and the audience is like, ooh, like that's...
Really?
Yeah, like it's bizarre.
Fucking hell.
Like I'd be like, yeah, like Northern Ireland. I was like, ooh. And you're like, what? Like, what is that? Like, what is that association? Is it like that you think I'm going to say something fucked? Or like that the memory of Northern Ireland implies like terror?
Anyone who sort of knows my stuff and somewhat likes me will probably know that I get great glee talking about how much I love the IRA on stage. I mean, I just talk the IRA. I love them, and I can't wait for them to come back. And obviously, I don't mean that. But
but it's fun to talk about.
But it's really fun to talk about it. And of course, part of the reason I like talking about it in comedy clubs is I know someone in that room would go, oh, fucking hell, do you know what the IRA did to this country? I know what you did to Ireland. That's the debate I want to have.
Right.
I want to have that debate. I want someone to go, God, how dare you? I'm not pro-IRA. I fucking hate the IRA. But I definitely don't like what Britain did to Ireland.
Sure. So you're using that to bring out...
But people are blind. British people generally are blind to what they did to Ireland.
Well, they're blind to what they did to pretty much everything.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like in Australia, like as an Australian, you just talk about like the kind of indigenous stuff.
Yeah.
They don't even know.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, oh yeah, that you guys, we play you in the Ashes and you have didgeridoos. That's kind of it. And you're like, what?
Here's the thing. I mean, it's better. It's far better now. But when I first moved to London, honestly, the attitudes that I found in England were staggering.
Yeah.
People used to say to me, "Oh, you're from Northern Ireland? Oh, yeah. So what are you? Are you Protestant or IRA?" What? What? Those are the options.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Protestant or IRA.
one or the other. So
Amazing.
With the IRA, the IRA is based in Republic of Ireland.
We have offices all over the country. No, they don't exist anymore. But they.
I mean, I've only got the rubber bandits to go off, you know.
Sure.
Like your man from the Da Vinci
well,
Code.
they're
He's in the Ra.
Yeah. So, the Irish Republican Army obviously came from the Republic of Ireland, or Ireland as it was known then.
I have heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, names change.
Yeah,
over
or
time.
the British island of Ireland, of course, as it was fucking known then. But to say that they are stationed, if you like, somewhere, you know, that would be
crazy.
You know, I'm sure that at some point there was far more members of the IRA living in Boston than there were living in Ireland. So
Yeah. But no, just because like I'm still trying to like grapple with the history, because I do my research before this stuff, and like, but I have a Irish mate who got me to read a book like by Dan Breen. Like, it was like the struggle for Irish freedom.
The Da Vinci Code?
The Da Vinci Code.
Is that what Dan Breen wrote?
No, Dan Brown. That's Dan Brown. Dan Breen is he was an Irish. He was like part of the IRA. Nothing. Okay.
He's like, part of the IRA. Man.
Well, just like so just because like
he was their official biographer.
But this is what I mean about the point of ignorance. You're probably like, how do you not even understand this? But like, so Ireland was entirely occupied by Britain.
Yeah.
Until
the Easter uprising of, is it 1917? I think
1970s, after World War One.
Yeah. So basically after that, that was the turning point in Ireland's history.
Sure.
And that's when, obviously, the British government went, and listen up, British listeners, getting our arse kicked. So we probably need to make some sort of deal.
Right.
And they negotiated with Michael Collins. And I'm probably getting this very wrong, but Michael Collins was definitely involved.
Sure.
And the negotiation deal was... that Ireland is given back to the Irish, except we're going to keep a little bit all of ourselves.
Sure, and that's the 6 counties, like up top. Okay, yeah. And then since then, what the Troubles were like in the 60s until the 90s?
It literally, the Troubles started pretty much when I was born, and they finished not long after I left. Now, you can take that any way you want to say it. I was born in 1968. The Troubles began in 1969.
Right. So. That's why your mum wanted you to leave. It's
just
like, look, we want peace. We want peace in Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know what? I mean, it was mad. I mean, like thinking back to my childhood, I honestly feel like, you know those people just go, do you know what? I had a perfect childhood. I had a really loving family, and I feel that. But then there are other times where I go, yeah, but as a little kid, my dad and my mum would say, okay, we're going to drive you to school. Can you just check under the car for bombs? And I did it. I looked under, and that was a daily thing. Just look under the car. No, there's no bombs.
No bombs today.
No bombs.
But were they just targeting civilians? Is that like part of?
Well, my dad was in the police.
Okay.
And my mum was a social worker, which is obviously, they were targeted as well. But also, she was, for a while, she was part of an organisation called Peace People, and obviously the idea of being in something that would promote peace that's not going to.
Well, that's going to get you killed.
What an idiotic thing to even think of. What was John Lennon wanging on about? No, but really, what was he wanging on about?
I mean, lots of things.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
None of the messages have really lasted, but
No.
good on him. Imagine all the people.
Imagine.
No, I don't want to imagine like more than 7 people at a time.
I like the idea that Mike Chapman is in his prison cell and he listens to a John Lennon record and goes, "Oh, he thinks shooting's bad. Oh, fuck, I never really listened to the lyrics.
I just thought it was a catchy tune.
I thought, oh, you like this?
No,
Didn't like it.
that'd be a weird guy to be. You know,
He's a bad. He's my favourite music reviewer, Mike Chapman. He does not take any shit from musicians.
give that album 1 bullet.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're lucky.
Chapman doesn't miss.
No.
He's 100%. Okay, so wow, you really grew up with the political thing, and then when you moved here, the politics kind of followed you to your job.
Are you kidding me? And they followed me to real fucking life. Have you seen London? We have the DUP. We have people marching in the streets. We have flute bands. We have talk of soldiers going onto the streets. I live in Northern Ireland again.
Well, I think the common thread
I mean,
is Michael Legge.
I mean,
That's the
I
only
do,
thing
I
that
do
ties
think,
us all together.
I do think Irish culture is pretty cool, and clearly people think it's cool too. So
we like the weapon. We like the military on the streets. That makes it edgy.
I cannot wait to see the mural on the side of Downing Street one day. It's going to be brilliant.
Ever walk past a soldier holding a joint? Yeah, it's wild. It's a hell of a way to live.
Nice.
But yeah, so with the Brexit thing, I mean, I've been kind of trying to follow that because I didn't initially, and then it's really kind of kicked off recently.
Yeah.
It's really kind of taken it up a notch, and Ireland seems to be again the centerpiece of that. And like there was a bombing, there was a thing, there was a car bomb somewhere.
Yeah, it didn't go off though, did it?
I don't think so. I think it was just like, but it was the first.
But that was
in forever.
Guys.
Were you in town? Were you in town that week?
The band's back together, back on tour. Yeah, so, I mean, I was in town, so, blame me if you want. Here's the thing. Is it a shock that the IRA might come back? I mean, if you keep poking a sleeping bear, it's going to wake up.
Well, I mean, yeah, and it seems like but Northern Ireland's very pro-leave, right? I thought that was
no.
super leave.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Everywhere in Northern Ireland, because I was there on the day of Brexit. I literally woke up in my house in Lewisham, went to vote, and then got on a plane, went to Northern Ireland. And from the journey from the airport to Newtown-Ornes, it was just poster after poster, leave. And not one Remain poster did I see. And then Northern Ireland voted Remain.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they did, because 2 days before Brexit, Ian Paisley Jr., who is, if there's someone more poisonous than Ian Paisley, it's his fucking son. He's insane.
Sure.
Yeah. He actually made a public announcement to his peoples going, better get an Irish passport. Now, when he, of all people, is saying to Loyalist Northern Ireland, become Irish, Brexit. He knows that Brexit is a fucked up deal, and Ireland will be fucked up as a result.
Really? So he was like the guy. He's like the loyalist, Protestant. And he's like, get an Irish passport as quick as you can.
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Wow. So and they voted Remain.
I know, amazing.
The fuck.
Yeah, Northern Ireland voted Remain. Scotland voted Remain.
Only Scotland.
London voted Remain.
London voted Remain. England voted.
England and Wales. You fucking idiots.
Did Wales vote leave?
Yeah, of course they did.
Oh, for fuck's sake! It's just so easy to make fun of Wales. They do anything right,
Oh, fuck's sake.
What a group.
Yeah.
Because that's just talking about that Northern Ireland from the station there, because I had a lady come up to me because I had a joke that mentioned the Troubles. Apparently, it's a joke that's been done 1,000 times. Just like, I was just like, what an adorable name for terrorism.
Yeah.
Like the Troubles. It's just like, remember that big kerfuffle in America on 9/11? Cracking joke.
Yeah.
But no,
Stunning.
she went fucking mental. Like, she's like, how dare you call it terrorism? It wasn't terrorism. It's like freedom. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, from that, I surmised that she was Irish as opposed to Northern Irish.
That sounds like she's either Irish or an American who's got the wrong end of the stick.
I was hanging with an Irish comedian. Actually, yeah, fuck. I'd love to ask you about this. An Irish Ian Coppinger. Yeah. And he was there was this American lady who was like had Irish history,
Right.
and she was saying that she's Irish, and it was driving him fucking mental.
Right. Yeah, it drives me mad as well.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing you guys have to put up with?
Yeah. I mean, like...
It's like they've seen The Departed and suddenly they think they're Irish?
Like, I was in America like maybe 10 years ago, and I went to a wedding, and I mean, like, it's not like he was a bad man. He's actually a nice man, but he just couldn't stop talking about Ireland. Constantly, obsessively. I mean, his love of Ireland was, and he is Irish, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't born there. His parents or grandparents weren't, but he is Irish, and it was just great to meet a fellow Irish person. And I was like, and he wore a hat that had a leprechaun on it. I was like,
what?
yeah, the fighting Irish thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
That's Irish
good,
face right there. Fucking leprechaun hat.
fucking great.
Jesus.
And obviously, goes without saying, I asked him, what his favourite part of Ireland is, and he said he's never been there. So the idea that you absolutely find yourself so akin to a place, but you've never set foot in it, I think means you're mental.
You're a crazy person.
Yeah, that's nuts. That is absolutely nuts.
But what is it? Just because it gives them some kind of identity and like America's?
Yeah,
I think Americans more than it. Because in Australia, I got my mum's last name is like Gallagher and shit, and they're kind of like Catholic-y. But I'd never be like, I'm Irish. Like, it'd be insane.
No.
You'd just be like, what? What are you doing?
Yeah, it just doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
Well,
You know what I mean? Like an African American, you can understand why they say, I'm proud to be an African American.
Yeah.
But some white guy going, I'm proud to be what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't even understand the connotations.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm
good crack. Like what? Like shut up. It's just weird. But like I don't think you should be able to call that cultural appropriation, but I don't think anyone would give it to you.
I fucking have it.
You
I
know
know.
what I mean?
Also, I'll be honest with you, the Irish are the worst. They appropriate their own culture all the time, and it's fucking horrible.
You don't get around the Irish culture thing?
No, I don't get
The
it.
Scottish people love it.
I don't
Scottish
get
people are
around.
like, give us a kilt, son, we're in.
I don't get Irish people dressing up as Irish people. I don't get it. You're already fucking Irish. What the fuck?
But they got to look the part. You know what I mean? It's like, how I wear my cork hat all the time? All
Sure.
that vibe. I got my kangaroo
Oh,
costume.
sure, absolutely.
I got a crocodile in the bathtub.
Yeah.
I wrestle him.
I know. I feel really bad that I showed you my small knife as I walked in. You really put me in my place.
Oh man, it is weird though. Like people, I think it's weird because you guys have such a sad history, and that is like reflected in all of your literature.
Yeah.
There is nothing more tragic than an Irish novel.
Yeah.
It's like I was born.
Oh, there is. There's Irish poetry and there's Irish songs. Those are Irish plays. Pretty sad.
But it's just you have this like weird connotation to be like kind of really like St. Patrick's Day, up for the crack, like funny like people, and then you read like an Irish novel and it's like I was born, my parents died minutes after I was born, I inherited the money, but I'm an idiot, I didn't know what to do with it, and then I got shot by the police, and you're like, what? How is that a narrative?
Well, this is it. Whenever people who aren't from Ireland say, well, like for instance, they might have an inflatable Guinness hat on and go, "Yay, bloody love Ireland!" I just say, "Fucking read a Beckett play for the love of fucking God." That's Ireland.
Yeah,
this is not Ireland. Finding happiness is not Ireland. Charm is not Ireland. What's the great Beckett line? birth was the death of him. That's Ireland. Okay.
But I mean,
And you know what? I'm happy with that. I find that a much more exciting and relevant piece of culture than I ever will with, you know, I mean, obviously I love getting pissed, but painting your balls green or just, for fuck's sake, guys.
yeah, St. Patrick's Day.
You know what? When non-Irish people do it, I just think, well, they're dicks. But when Irish people do it, you go, God's almighty, you self-loathing cunt. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I get that. When non-Australian people wear the cork hat and the like Australia flag board shorts.
Well, they're just
and
dicks.
like drink Fosters, all this shit.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing? I mean, I drink Fosters here to confuse people.
Sure.
That's a great joy of mine.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have Fosters? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, that's all I drink.
Well, I did have to step over a lot of empty cans to get in here.
Yeah. But you know, you got to have fun with it. But I think the funniest thing for me in that is that when you said that Beckett line, definitely one of the grimmest things I've ever heard. We both laughed.
Yeah.
Like,
Beckett's hilarious. I mean, you know,
I think when I read an Irish thing, I read it in an Australian voice, and it is the saddest thing that I've ever endured. But like with this kind of Irishness to it.
We've got a good voice for morose jokes. Last night in my show, I did a gag that, and it just dawned on me that this is probably the closest I'll ever get to writing a successful sad joke. Because sad jokes are really hard to write, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I was like, once it came out, I mean, I'd said it before, but once it came out of my mouth last night, I was like, fuck yeah, Michael, I think you may have nailed a proper sad joke. Like a joke that had the room laughing and then going, oh, God. That was properly...
Like Songs by the Darkness. You remember that guy that got the real... No, it's not that. It's like the guy with the really high voice and all his songs are really tragic. Fuck. Passion Pit? Something like that. I don't know. Sorry. Some band.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, I know what you mean. Where it's like everyone's laughing, but then if they walk out of there and think about it, they're like, oh...
Yeah, because
that was heavy.
The gang was, because genuinely, a lot of my friends who have kids think of me as the lucky one because I don't have kids.
Right.
You know, obviously I'm lucky, and they said, well, do you know what, Michael, at least you've got a life. You know what, once you have kids, you don't have a life anymore. And I went, do you know what? Some days, I just put my coat on and stand in the middle of the room. I don't know where I'm going. And I do think that is a successful sad joke.
I think that is a successful sad joke. Because that is sad.
Yes, it is.
That is sad.
And I wish it wasn't true.
And
sometimes it happens.
They're very hard to write. The one that Carl Kinane's got a good one, where it's just like ever been so lonely that you sleep on the couch so it feels like you're sleeping next to someone.
That is nice.
Great.
I really like that.
But yeah, just like in the middle of the room and just like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
That's fun. It's funny that I don't understand why they try and claim it because like, I mean, the whole Irish thing seems to be like hardship, right? Like that's kind of the history of Ireland. Like, it was a hard thing. Like there was like all the bad stuff in Ireland and then all the stuff when they left Ireland.
Yeah. And on the way from Ireland. I mean, they didn't... Half the culture from Ireland, half the poetry or songs, I mean, they were written on a boat. So it was like they didn't, sure, we're leaving home and all the murder and look at us, we're all dying on a boat and who knows where we're going. Jesus.
Another classic.
Jesus, guys, this is a terrible podcast. What are you doing this on?
It's just like, just really, everyone's really glad the cause came along.
I think everyone
finally
really
something
was.
Uplifting.
Yeah. You can tell just from the Corrs' music that they never had to spend 4 weeks on a boat, hopefully trying to find New York.
But there is an... Have you been to Australia, actually? Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, I've been to Australia. I've been to Australia for 5 very beautiful days.
5 to visit your brother?
No, it was a shame. I'd like him to live in Australia, but he doesn't.
Wait, have I mixed that up?
Yeah, I don't know where you got that from at all. Oh, I've got a friend that lives in
Melbourne. The friend lives in Melbourne.
No, this is about 12 years ago. That I went to.
That was a pure gaff from me. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
Straight up.
I was obviously warned about the funnel web spider before I went.
Sure.
And so the night before I went to Sydney, just lay awake in bed going, what if I get bitten by a spider? What if I get... I went, right, listen, I've got a book on Australia. Just go and have a look. Look up funnel web spider. And
don't do that.
And it'll say, funnel web spider is really rare and it's mainly under Ayers Rock and you won't be going anywhere near Ayers Rock, so it's fine. If Ayers Rock is called Ayers Rock anymore, I don't know.
It's definitely not called Ayers Rock anymore.
Okay, all right.
That's like...
is that really racist?
It's not really racist. It's just like...
A lot of rocks really insulted.
Yes, the Rock is furious.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
he gets mad.
No, it is called Uluru now.
Yes,
as Rock. It's I don't know. I don't know if there's like an equivalent thing over here. It's just like you just wouldn't call it that anymore.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
it just.
well, if that's also.
But 12 years ago, you could probably get away with it. That's like I reckon that's in the last decade kind of thing. Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought, let's just find out. This spider will be in the bush.
Yeah.
And I'll be fine.
Incorrect.
So looked it up and it was like funnel web spider, properly known as the Sydney funnel web spider. For the love of fucking balls.
Yeah, baby. I'm from Sydney, but I've never seen one. I've seen redbacks.
But you've seen the webs that a funnel web spider spins.
No,
it's like you know when you do your house up for Halloween.
Yeah,
it's that sort of.
It's thick.
So I saw a funnel web spider.
You saw one
on a car.
Get the fuck out of here!
I'm not kidding you. I did on a car.
What?
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know is because the web was so thick, and I went, that's a funnel web spider.
Yeah.
And then I just got too excited. I was like, it wasn't like, oh my god, run for your life. It was like, should I get a bit closer? I didn't get any closer. But my instinct.
They jump, they jump.
Yeah,
right?
I'm aware of that. But my instinct was, just want to have a look.
Yeah.
And I went, no. But then I sort of went back to the car, but not like, close up, but like a couple of days later. And honestly, the front windscreen of the car was now just thick with a web. I was like, this is nuts. This is nuts.
Are you sure it was a funnel web?
No, I'm not sure about that. You're absolutely right. But I know it looked like one.
Yeah. And that was enough.
Yeah, that was
enough
exactly
to keep you away from that car. No, it's just, I really find it funny here, like, like, people seem to be very afraid of Australia in this country.
Yeah, they think.
And it's something I just don't understand at all. Because, like, the leading cause of death in Sydney right now is, like, music festivals.
Yeah.
Which, like, we're trying to, like, shut them down now. Sydney's crazy. But, like, Sydney's trying to be like, we're going to ban music festivals. The kids are doing drugs and they're dying. And, like, any other country, if they had, like, 4 deaths a year at music festivals, that would be their greatest point of pride.
Yeah.
Like, this is how safe this is.
Just 4.
The only way you can die is in pure ecstasy. Like, this...
Yeah,
this doesn't
being
make,
happy.
Yeah, like, this is the only way you go out. Like, and just like, in everyone's like, London, it's just like, it's fine here, but Australia's dangerous. And like, everyone's getting stabbed all the time.
Yeah.
Like, how do you guys think there's more chance of a funnel web getting you than a guy with a knife?
Yeah.
I see tons of guys. I've seen plenty of knives. I know the stats. Never seen a funnel web. 27 years in Australia.
Right.
Not one. But I've seen snakes though, and they fucking snap at you. Well, some of them do.
Well, see, I really loved it in... I had plans in Sydney. I was going to go and see this, that, and the other, of course, when I was in Sydney.
Of course.
But
Opera House.
But on
Harbour Bridge.
On day 1, I went to the Botanical Gardens, and it was so amazing. I went, no, I'm just coming back here every day. And I did. I went back to the Botanical Gardens every day.
5 straight days.
And honestly, if there is something better to do in Sydney, I'm so glad to hear it. But sitting underneath the flying foxes, fuck me. I'm just sitting on a park bench and a fucking cockatoo flies down. It was like, mate, this is where I want to live forever. I want to sort of feel like I'm either Dr. Dolittle or Snow White, because I love these amount of exotic animals being around me.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I did not realize how much I took that for granted till I came here. Because, like, just in Australia, you see like a rainbow lorikeet, and
Yeah.
it's just this beautiful, colourful bird. And you're just like, oh yeah, fuck off. Flying foxes, like they fuck up your car because they like eat the fruit and it drips on your car. And you're like, fucking fly. And then you come here. And then you come here and you just like you see nothing but pigeons and ducks, and you're like, oh yeah, this is all right, I get it.
Yeah,
you guys ate everything.
Yeah,
this is weird.
We've got cats and stuff. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same thing. And I definitely spoke to people in Sydney who hated the flying foxes. Just go, they're bloody pests, aren't they? Well, if they are, they're absolutely beautiful pests.
That's
and at night, my God, Sydney is Gotham. It's phenomenal when you see them flying around at night.
Right.
It's phenomenal.
That's funny. I think I'm just like, if I see them flying, I'm like, oh God, they might shit on me. You know, like that's.
They can shit on my little fruity shits. Oh, I love that.
And they all got covered with fucking lice and shit. This is reminding me how much I hate flying foxes.
Oh, well, I think they're adorable.
Yeah. Oh no, it's just, are you an animal guy?
I am an animal guy.
Animal guy. Yeah. If you're an animal guy like Australia, like my dad's a bird guy, and like Australia is just everything. You just go around with binoculars and you just can see shit.
See, I live in Lewisham, and you probably know this already, but in South London, there's this weird, like no one can explain how it happened, but there's thousands and thousands of parakeets live in. It doesn't make any sense, does it? All of a sudden, you're walking around grey, slate grey, dreary Lewisham where colour is just never seen. Yeah. And then this flash of bright lime green, and you go, Jesus Christ. These beautiful exotic birds are all over the parks.
And they're just around. Are you telling me that someone finally managed to introduce a foreign species to Britain?
Yeah, and you know what? They're really, really accepted.
They're flourishing.
Yeah. It's so
they're
weird. Amazing.
Parakeets in Lewisham.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think I've ever been to Lewisham. Maybe I must have at some point. I don't know. I want to know more about these goddamn parakeets now.
Yeah.
Because you guys have weird magpies here. Like they're different magpies to Australia. Do you know what Australian magpies look like?
No.
They're kind of like they're black and white, but like
they're
black
poisonous.
beak. Pardon?
They're poisonous.
Of course, yeah, everything's poisonous. including Fosters, all poisonous.
Ours just stab you.
Yeah.
So they're totally fine.
And there's way more profiling over here.
Yeah.
But no, just the coloring of them, they're the same. They're both magpie lark kind of thing, but just the coloring's different.
Right.
And like that's weird. No one explains to you that a magpie changes. It's like the size of the seagulls. Like I don't know if you.
Yeah.
But they're different. That's a different species of gull.
Yeah, there is. But I don't know what the cut-off point is. What's the cut-off when a bird that looks like a seagull is so small? Then surely you can't count that as a seagull.
Well, when it's small, it's a seagull. When it's big, it's an Arctic gull. A Pacific gull. Yeah, there you go. Knowledge I didn't know.
And that's a bumblebee, you say. Okay. Well, it's a really educational podcast, I've got to say.
I mean, I've learned a lot. I feel pretty good. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I bloody missed. I don't know.
Well, I think we could easily also add that the great thing about Northern Ireland and Ireland being a country that is historically either forgotten or disregarded in British history is now coming round, and it looks like it's going to bite them in the arse. So, if nothing else, that's pretty fucking funny.
What, just like you guys preventing Brexit?
Well, could happen.
That would be pretty sick.
It could be because of Brexit. That might be the thing that literally pushes a united Ireland. So, in which case, Ireland goes back to the Irish.
Win-win. Do you think that would go peacefully? Like that would?
No way will that go peacefully.
Well, I just figure like these days, like it's less. There's not that many uprisings in the Western countries these days.
No,
it's like it'd be pretty old school if they kind of hit the streets and got violent.
Yeah,
but
they've done it before.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, as a comedian performing in Ireland, as a Northern Irish guy who is Catholic, do they like you, dislike you? Do they care?
They don't care.
They don't care?
No one cares.
But so between Ireland, it's generally...
No one... Honestly, people who go to comedy clubs in Ireland or Northern Ireland don't care at all.
Right.
I think if you're of that kind of mindset where you want to go to a comedy club, you just won't give a shit.
Well, it's just like, I know that here, if you're like if you're from London and you perform in like, let's say, Manchester...
Yeah.
I'm from London, they're like that kind of... Not huge, but just like...
I think, but even that's so fleeting, isn't it? It's like, ooh.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, do you even get that? Or is it just like, you don't even mention that you're from Northern Ireland, you just start talking?
I mean, I do.
Yeah.
I do mention, but no, never.
You guys are fine. You guys are just
Well,
chilling.
it's not that. It's not even, hey, we're fine. It's like, no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
No one,
That's the main takeaway.
I mean, I could go, hey, well, actually, do you know what? Here's the thing. They don't give a shit. If I was about to say I could be from Luxembourg or something, but actually, if you said, hello, I'm from Luxembourg, you'd probably go, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even really know where that is. So that would be a different thing. But no, if you say, I mean, so many Irish comics perform in Northern Ireland incredibly successfully, and vice versa. So it just doesn't.
Is there anything like being an English comic in Ireland? Or they kind of
No. I mean, they'll be crucified.
They will be nailed to a cross.
Totally illegal.
All right. Well, mate, we've fucking crushed it.
Thanks, man.
We've made it. Is there anywhere people can find you? You got anything coming up?
Yeah, well, I've got an Edinburgh show coming up. I mean, I don't know when this goes out, but if you're one of those comedy fans,
Yeah.
goes up to the Edinburgh Festival in August for the entire month of August. I'll be up there doing a show called The Idiot, which will partially be about. It's basically about how come only one person has decided to be Iggy Pop when everyone in the world could have decided to be Iggy Pop. It's about bad decisions, and I would say Brexit might be one of them.
Yeah.
So it could be about how once again people are treating Ireland.
Nice. All
It
right.
could be about that.
Well,
We'll find out in August.
Sounds dope. I like the premise. And then you're on Twitter and stuff. I put that all in the
I'm
description.
on Twitter and shit.
At Michael Legge.
Yeah, if you fancy an argument,
Yeah.
come on out.
Get involved. If it's the original poster, though, he's got the upper hand.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. The way we end this thing, you say cheers, mate. And that's it.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, fucking beautiful. Michael Legge. Pleasure. What an amazing chat with Michael Legge. Oh man, I really enjoyed that one. I came in knowing so little about Ireland and the history of Ireland, and I think as a result of that, I get it. Kind of, get it as much as you can without having lived it or having been there properly. I've only personally been to Dublin for like a couple of days. And then in the Midlands, quick shout out to Burr in Offaly County. I spent a Christmas there a few years ago. That was really cool, but definitely amazing to get the insight from someone like Michael, who I had no idea professionally had to cover the end of the Troubles and the Good Friday Agreement and all that stuff. I had no idea that he was a man on the ground in Parliament every day watching that go down. So I feel like we got a real treat there in terms of how it feels and all those things. One thing I just wanted to add, because Michael was like, oh shit, when he left my house, my housemate has Aesop soap because he's a fancy son of a bitch. And Michael was saying that when Aesop first came into London, he was walking past a store, and they had a symbol. Like Aesop used to have a symbol that was basically a symbol of Oliver Cromwell, kind of like left over from him. And he went to the store and he's like, why have you got that there? And they're like, what do you mean? He's like, well, that's a Oliver Cromwell thing. That's like, do you want Irish people to buy your product? Because if you don't know, Oliver Cromwell was particularly bad to the Irish Catholics, because he was a very Protestant man, did not like the Catholics, and did not like their treatment of the Protestants. And then Michael said, as a result of that, you don't see that symbol in Aesop anymore. But I think it just goes to show the ignorance, man. People don't know the history. They don't. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Obviously, if you enjoy Michael, get around him on all the social media. Go see him at Edinburgh this year. I will be at Edinburgh this year as well. I actually just finalized everything today. So at Edinburgh 2019, the Counting House Lounge, 4 p.m. every day, you will see Daniel Muggleton. Pimpin' ain't easy, but I reckon it's easier for straight white men. Oh yeah, that's a catchy show title right there. If you enjoyed the episode, please follow us. Please get in touch at The Union Jackoff on Twitter or TheUnionJackoff@gmail.com. My name is Daniel Muggleton. It is a goddamn pleasure every single week. Next week, got a real hot one coming in as well, so get excited for that. Otherwise, have a good one, and I'll catch you next time.